and then I'm gonna have to go to YouTube, so just wait a second because I know my sound is gonna mess up. But welcome back, everyone. Here we are. I can't right now. I think we're all just speechless because so much has happened. We're just happy Thursday.
Oh
Happy
wow,
Thursday.
Thursday. What was this day?
I just don't even know how to comprehend what our day has been today. Also, Jenny is here with us. We love Jenny. Thank you so much for being here because we have so much to talk about. So, Emily, where should we go with this?
Where,
I'm putting you on the spot.
where should we start? I think one of the biggest things was the video that we got talking about the music.
Yes.
And we got a few clips from some of the songs,
Which was
which
so good.
like that's the biggest thing I've been waiting for. I was so excited to listen to that. I feel like they gave us just enough. I hope there's not more of the songs that are coming out because like that's all I want. I want to experience the rest in the theater.
Same. I'm just like very like overwhelmed by everything that we've gotten this week. It's so much. Like I
I
feel
know.
this week has been like 40 days long with just like each new day is just like a million different things.
I had every intention of posting everything we got this week, and then I posted two of them. I said, no. I said, I can't keep up. I need a minute.
No, same.
Yeah. I feel like
I tried, I failed. I tried, I failed. I don't
I
know.
mean,
feel
I
like-
think it's okay because all of the stuff is out there. Like there are quite a few different update accounts and fan accounts. I think all the information is out there to find.
The bases are definitely covered. I'll probably like post like 2 or 3 like carousel posts and try to fit as much as I can into those posts as like little recaps, and just be like, in case you missed the 80 pages worth of content we got. Here that is again.
I also think I just feel so overwhelmed too because Emily and I have been recording parts 1, 2, and 3 of our Ballad recap episodes, and like I physically went back and like reread Ballad, and then all of this stuff is coming out. So like I'm reading the book and then I'm picturing like what I used to picture, but then I'm also starting to picture the new things from the movies, and I'm just getting like so overwhelmed and like overstimulated by this.
Yeah, it's a lot. It is a
Yeah.
lot. I feel like it's just going to get more as we get closer to the movie release.
Oh
This
yeah.
is not the end.
They've definitely just went from 0 to 100 so quick.
Yeah.
Okay, and we need to talk about our first clip. I feel like everyone's watched that. Have you all watched the first clip from last night of Dr. Gall?
Was that only
Yes.
last night?
Yes, that was only last night.
I thought that was like 2 days ago.
Wait,
No,
do we
for
want
real.
to talk about the music anymore? Or
Yeah, let's talk about
No,
the
I just I want to bounce around so bad because
I know,
just,
but we gotta talk about these things.
but people
right.
don't. Okay, like we have to also mention like what are we gonna spoil and not spoil, because like are we gonna show things? Are we gonna not show things?
I don't think we're gonna show things anymore. So
Okay.
people can remain visually and audibly
Intact.
unspoiled.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm done seeing videos for a while.
Same.
I'm good.
I'm like, okay, we got the 2 trailers, we got that extra Ballad content from the re-release. Like that was plenty for me. I really didn't need more. Stills are fine. Character posters and stuff like
I
that.
thought
that's
the
fine.
clip was fine last night too. I
Yeah.
thought that was totally okay.
It was
That
just kind
wasn't
of an
too bad.
extension of that
Mhm.
scene that we've seen a bunch of times. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm still like wanting as much as I can to avoid footage, I guess. Like I said, I'm cool with like the stills and the trailers and stuff, but I'm like, for me personally, I'm just kind of like, I'm gonna do my best to avoid as much as I can of like actual footage.
Yeah, I watched it all.
Yeah. I mean,
love the
I
reread.
want to avoid it, but I also want to get things posted and share things. So those
Yeah.
those two do not align.
I bet they
That's
released
fair.
a lot
Very
more stuff
well.
on TikTok as well. like a lot more little
Mm.
clips and reels and things.
And like
Yeah.
I think it's gonna be different because I'm gonna like I'll experience the clips now, but then I'll also see them in theaters. Like seeing the whole story as one whole thing will hit me differently. Like it's awesome to see it and it hypes me up now, but emotionally I know I'll feel like different like watching it on screen.
Yeah.
But that's just me. So that's why I'm like doing it.
Yeah, I feel like it doesn't work that way for me. Like once I've seen it, like there's only one time you can see something for the first time, and it just hits a little bit different the very first time you see something. So yeah, I'm gonna see the clips. So
No, and that's
how it
fine.
is.
The cool thing though is that because we're getting so much more promo in general, like we are still getting stills. We are getting like BTS like blooper reels, whatever on TikTok. Like that stuff I don't mind seeing, and that stuff is what I'll focus on posting until the movie comes out, and then it'll be whatever. But like there's a variety of stuff coming. I feel like even just in these last 2 days we've gotten so much. Oh, the costume sketches, which I know we'll talk about, but like that's what I'm focusing my attention on right now. And then yeah, like any actual clips and stuff, I'll just do my best to avoid as best I can.
Yeah. I think I don't know. I felt kind of shocked tonight that can we talk about the reaping being seen? Like I'm not going to talk about details or anything. But
Yeah,
like
that's
I felt really shocked that they showed that clip already.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the reaping is a huge moment.
Because when I went through the clips being announced, I saw the Snow and Tigress one, which kind of seems like a soap opera to me. Did it seem like that to anyone else? It seems like listen to the score. It's very like soap opera-y. And then I go and I see the reaping and I was like, how are we seeing this already? Like I don't know.
I think the big moment of that scene though is the singing, which we
Yeah.
got a tiny little taste of, like a second in the music featurette.
Mhm.
But I think that's going to be the big moment that they're not going to show ahead of time.
Yeah.
I hope so, at least.
I
Yeah.
hope. I hope.
I think I agree with like Chase and AJ now. Like I think now that I saw the reaping, like I was really shocked to see that tonight. I'm gonna kind of steer clear of seeing things.
Cool. I'll keep
Well-
posting.
Thanks, Emily. Love you.
Was the reaping for the first movie ever released that early, or is this like something completely kind of brand new?
It was, I believe.
I
Like
think
a
we
clip of
got
it.
like the I Volunteers tribute part. Like
Mhm.
for this reaping, we haven't gotten any dialogue from that scene. All we've really gotten is her walking, like her back, and then the curtsy. So well, I don't know. It makes sense that there's like a little bit of a scene released from it. It just was really surprising to get so many clips yesterday and today.
Mm-hmm.
I think
So-
also what adds to that is like all those ads that all have like a fraction of a second of a new clip,
Oh my
and,
gosh, yeah.
and so I think that really adds to, I think, our feelings of overwhelm of being like, okay, there's like 26 ads, and then there's the extra ballad content from the theatrical re-release, and then there's the reaping, and then there's the Dr. Gall, and then there's the music featurette, and then there's like, and it just keeps going. And I feel like now that I know that they're comfortable releasing footage from the movie and this much footage from the movie so early, I'm like, I'm just going to avoid any and all videos that isn't like a blooper TikTok, like
Which
I'm
the
like-
TikToks were cute this week.
I love them so
yeah,
much.
the Rachel one was so cute.
Peter,
Yeah, his was good. I love the
Mhm.
TikToks. That's
funny.
probably my favorite thing.
yeah, agreed.
Besides like the propaganda poster. I really like that, but the TikToks are fun.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and since we don't get like a press tour, I'm excited to see all those little behind the scenes moments that they did get when they were filming it. Like it's not a complete substitute, but it'll hold me over
Yes. I was surprised, like, with how many of those little ads, like, that we've been getting, like, from like Instagram and TikTok
Oh
and
my
stuff.
gosh, I
Like you said,
know.
just, like
Yeah.
the little snippets that you see. I don't know if you all saw the one today that I know Clément posted it, where I
Mhm.
believe it's what's her name getting attacked by the snakes.
Mhm.
Yes, I saw that.
I
Yeah.
screamed. That looks
Hmm.
horrifying. That looks like
I-
way worse than I imagined in the book.
I missed that.
I watched a different one from Clément.
It's like literally 2 seconds of I can't remember the character's name. Oh my god, I'm such a bad fan.
Clemencia.
I think it's Mizzen.
Mizzen, yeah, getting attacked by the snakes in the arena.
Oh, in
and then
the
she-
arena. Oh.
Horrifying. Horrifying.
Hmm.
Can't wait.
Yeah, here goes my like snake phobia.
Yeah, it's gonna be hitting you pretty real, I think. It was like
Yeah, I
not
think
even
so.
2 seconds long, but like
Ronnie, when we're there together, I'm just gonna be like clutching onto you.
Exposure
I
therapy.
can't. Yeah, like I can't with snakes.
I'm not a big fan of them either.
Mm.
But you did see the reaping clip. So I mean, those that have read the book, which I'm assuming is like basically everybody listening, I that moment's really cool. I'm glad that it's in the movie. It looks really spooky. And did it like give you shivers to
No.
watch the snake go
I
back?
thought it was kind of cheesy.
I
Oh,
loved
You know,
it.
I thought it was a little bit too.
it
But
was a little
not
cheesy. I don't know.
as cheesy as it could have been, or like how I imagined it when reading. So
Yeah.
yeah, I really enjoyed seeing Billy Tope.
Here, why
and
don't we
Mayfair.
say this? People mute, and then I'll wave like this when we're done talking about like the reaping, if you don't want to be included. So now is spoiler time.
Keep
I'll
an eye on the
wave.
camera.
Yeah.
Don't wave your hands excitedly.
I feel
Okay.
like it's not really gonna be a spoiler for AJ though, because they're gonna think it's not cheesy.
But
I
like,
didn't think it was that cheesy.
Mayfair was
Mayfair
so
line.
cringe.
That line
so
made me
cringe.
laugh so hard. Like, we'll see
Oh.
you sing it now, Lucy Gray. And I'm like, oh my
That
god.
line,
nobody
yeah. I
talks-
wish they didn't include that
Yeah,
line.
saying
It
saying
was-
dialogue out loud.
And,
It
yeah,
was
I'm
like a
nobody does that.
Western. I don't
Yeah.
know. It
But I
was
did like
so
the Billy
cringe.
Tope. The Billy Tope moment I thought was nice.
Mhm.
I really like that Billy Tope moment, and he was cute.
I was just
Can we
about to
talk
say
about-
that.
So
like
cute.
what? I
He
was like,
really
okay,
cute.
Miss Rachel, okay, Miss Lucy Gray.
I remember right from his casting, we were like, okay, maybe I'm Team Billy Tope. I don't know.
Yeah, he's
Yes.
very cute. I was like, oh, I
Leslie said
forgot.
Leslie said that Mayfair looks too old. I think she
Yeah, I
looks
agree.
really old. No offense, but like you look too old to be a teenager.
And then of course Hilarious has Heavens be with his crossed legs. I'm
Oh
like,
my gosh.
that little twink, I swear. I
Oh
don't
my
remember.
gosh.
How does he die in the book? I don't remember. Does he die in the book? I don't remember.
Who?
Hilarious.
No, he
I don't
doesn't.
think I don't think
Okay.
he does.
It's hard
He
to keep them all track because there's like so many of
It
them.
really is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then really quickly, if we want to talk about what you think the soap opera
Oh.
Tigress, and
Just
I like
listen to this. Just listen to the sound, like the sound of it. You know.
I really like that one more than the Reaping one.
Me too.
Really, I
really
like
do.
Like
the
Tom's
reaping.
acting.
Mm-hmm. Tom
Yeah,
I
Shelby.
thought it's too much. I thought he was a little bit too much here.
I liked, but I just saw like noticed at least in both clips that Tom has really good subtle face acting. Like
He
Oh yeah, he does.
I was really happy about that. Like when he was watching the reaping, you can kind of tell like what he's thinking. And
And
same thing.
even
like-
okay, if you watch the music featurette, I don't know if it's the exact same clip or if they edited it, but I hope it is, because she's singing Pure as the Driven Snow, and it
Oh,
cuts to a
yeah.
shot of him for like a second, and you can tell
Yes.
he's like, oh, this is about me, and just like a half second clip. It's so good. He's so good.
So have we said our piece?
Yeah, I think so.
This is very interesting, us finally getting full clips, because now there's some I don't disagreement between people about the scenes and
I think that
how
it'll just
much
look
we
better
like
in
them or not.
I do think it'll look better in context.
I think
Um,
so too.
like a lot better in context because there were some. I remember when like the original movies clips are being released, I was like, I don't know about that. And then like when I saw them in theaters, I'm like, oh my god, this is my favorite scene.
Yeah,
Like,
But
I think a lot
I-
of that is just it being jarring that we're getting
yeah,
the
Yeah.
reaping scene and we were not prepared and it was a few minutes ago.
yeah.
Yes.
I mean, we're still processing this.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I kind of like, I think Francis is gonna be like the most artistic with this one out of all the other movies because I think there's nothing like riding on it. Like
Yeah.
with the other ones, there were other movies riding on them. And so I kind of like I said, at first I didn't like that it was Western, but now I'm like, maybe if he does kind of pick up on those like styles, I think that would be kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I could see it kind of being like cheesy on purpose or being like almost like melodramatic,
I could see it being melodramatic.
you know.
Shall we wave the hands?
Wave! It's done.
I'm back.
Come back, AJ.
Come back.
So Zoom does this thing on my iPad where like I can't lower my volume all the way down. So it was like on the smallest thing, and I was like, I'm just gonna play some light tunes.
Yeah, we
Just
got
catch
it
up
out.
on messages.
Yeah, we got it out.
Abby,
Abby.
nice
In Victor's
background.
Village. Look at that. I love the flannel too. Okay, Miss. Look at you, Miss Evermore.
Coming at
Okay.
you live from the Victor's Village. Wow, that delivery was great.
I really hope that we get Taylor Swift on this soundtrack.
Yeah, so we got confirmation that we're getting a soundtrack.
Oh my god, I'm freaking out about that. I'm so excited. I literally am so excited about the soundtrack. That is like probably the best news I've ever had in my whole entire
Which it's
life.
songs from Ballad and inspired by Ballad.
Inspired,
So
yeah.
we'll get the Covey songs on there and then
Oh,
it was more than one songs from other artists. So that's really exciting.
I can't believe it. I'm so happy. Like I'm literally so happy right now.
If you read the excellent Billboard article about it written by one of my very good friends, Joe Lynch, recommend that. It's linked on, I believe, Jabberjays. It's very good.
I just love how much praise Suzanne gets in that article and also Rachel Zegler. But
Yeah.
it was so
Yeah.
cool to learn both in like that article and the featurette how involved Suzanne was in the creation of the music, which I already had a lot of faith in it, but it just like made it even better.
Well, like when I watched the featurette, I was a little scared that they weren't gonna show like any clips of the songs because I thought that they were gonna kind of hold that a little bit closer to the chest. But I'm really glad they did because it really restored my faith. I mean, I don't know why I had doubts. I just think because like anytime I think of the songs, I just hear Santana Fontana talking when he sings them in the audiobook, and that kind of ruined the songs for me. But hearing how they're actually going to sound, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm sold. It sounds so good.
And a lot of them are very upbeat and fun,
Yeah.
which
Okay, there's one, I'm not gonna say which one, but there's one I'm disappointed about based off of what I've heard.
Okay, I think I can guess.
I think so too.
But
I like it, but I mean, you know.
You know, we always have fan interpretations as well of the
Exactly.
songs. So I'm like, as many interpretations of these songs as we can get,
Mhm.
I'm for.
But I love it, and I don't know, I just love how they're being so true to the history of this music too.
Mhm.
I love so much that Dave Cobb is involved with that. again, as the resident Chris Stapleton fan, I'm like, yes. And you know, his new album comes out on the 10th. This is coming out on the 17th. Like, I'm just being fed with all of this music from
Yes.
this genre. And then also found out through that article that apparently Dave Cobb's hometown is Savannah, Georgia, which I lived in for 5 years. So it just felt, you know, it's all coming together in some strange cosmic way.
Mhm.
And I love when my favorite things collide like that. It's fun.
That's so cool. It's like, what a time to be alive. Like, who thought we would
For real.
have this? Who thought we would have this?
If I could tell the me leaving the theater after Mockingjay Part 2, feeling hopeless and defeated, thinking, now what? That this one day would be happening. You know?
I just
Yeah,
can't
we-
believe how good this is gonna be.
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
it seems so good. Like,
Mhm.
I can't get
Yeah.
over it. I didn't
And
think
yet,
we
like-
could get something this good.
Think about like a year ago on this podcast, we were like, we can't even imagine it as a movie. Like, what-
Yes. Well, Emily said to me, we have 3 more tribute talks, including this one, right? Before the movie comes
Something like
out.
that, yeah, before the movie comes
I don't like
out.
Yeah.
Dang.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So remember when we were like just meeting? I feel like one of my favorite standout tribute talks was Ronnie's first tribute talk. Like, I feel like it was just so fun and everything like just meshed so well. And it was just such a fun time. Like, that was last summer. And then like we've been doing this since like for 2 years. How crazy is that? And now we're gonna be like going to the theater to see this movie. I just think it's bizarre.
Who said that you can't meet strangers on the internet? Come on.
Oh, literally.
No, serious. It's just gonna be so amazing. So
Like,
I'm
shout out
just
to
so
all my real life friends, but like,
excited. Yeah. Sorry, I got sentimental for a
No, that
little
was sweet.
second.
Thank you.
It's okay. I feel like there's a lot more of that to come.
Yeah.
We might have to plan, you know, an extra tribute talk here and there.
Oh, absolutely.
y'all do what what you want to do. But if anything, I'm hijacking this. I don't know what you mean. I'm gonna keep
Aw.
this going.
What else
I-
should we discuss? I mean, the costume sketches, a few more of those came out. The
Yes.
snow outfit
Tom's looking
and Dr.
real.
Gold.
Tom's looking real long in that concept art. He just looks very stretched.
Okay. Can I get on my little soapbox for a minute? Because this is all right. I collect art books I collect everything, but I collect art books from movies, especially like animated films or films that have a lot of CG, visual effects, etc. Because I went to college to get a degree in concept art. That is my thing. It is a passion of mine. And I've always felt like, me personally, I've been robbed by never getting any like Hunger Games concept art, previs work, like nothing, you know, except for years later finding storyboards on eBay and stuff like that. But as far as like a officially released publication of any kind, even just digital, whatever. And so getting these costume sketches, these like costume designs, whatever, has been so satisfying for me. But now I'm almost like spoiled because now I'm expecting it for like everything. I'm like, I need concept art on the mutts. I need concept art on the interior design. I need everything.
Ah.
And I need like a comprehensive 5-volume art book collection of all 5 movies. The Tim Palin book kind of did that a little bit, but those are like photographs, which are amazing. But I want all the drawings. I want all the concepts, the prototypes, the like everything, you know. But getting all of these costume sketches has been really fun for me. Seeing how they're like slightly different than how they wound up being in you know, actuality, or like the makeup design that they've got. Like I know Gall has like lipstick almost, I think, on hers that she's not seemingly wearing, or at least not
Yeah,
the same
like it was like
kind.
in the middle.
Yeah. Like these little like site details and stuff. I live for that. Like, you know, in college, in our concept art classes, the assignments would be like, okay, we need 100 different silhouettes for the same character by next class. You know, so there's like hundreds of iterations of the same thing that exist. And I know that somewhere in Lionsgate there's a vault of information and I want it. So this is
Yeah,
me.
I'd love to see prototypes of like Lucy Gray's dress that
Yeah.
Trish Somerville was
Mhm.
talking about.
This is me putting in a formal request to Lionsgate. Please give me an art book. Please and thank you.
Please.
I'm hoping that they do an interview with the designer more about the costumes when it's come out and about all of
Yeah.
the different iterations of the outfits. I think that would be really interesting.
Mhm.
I just love seeing also, by the way, the Lucy Gray dress in the background.
Yeah.
Yes, so iconic.
So beautiful. It's such a good job on that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I feel like, Jenny, is there anything like in the last week related to costumes from like any interviews or things with Trish that have come out that like you've really liked?
I love the fact that they're releasing the sort of the concept art for the costumes so early on, because you don't see that very much in other films.
Mhm.
And it builds up the excitement, because as a reader we kind of visualize what the designs are in our head, and to see what they're going to do with it before the film comes out is just, it's great, because you think, oh, that's how they thought the costumes were, and you can kind of visualize it more before it comes out.
Mhm. I
Mhm.
feel like we're getting a lot more of this stuff because of the strike and because they can't use the actors, but I wish that they would do more of this and kind of talk to those behind the scenes people that we don't get to hear from as much as promo for like all films, because I think
Yeah.
it's so interesting. Like fans don't just care about hearing from the actors. Like if they're
Uh-huh.
fans, they want to hear from everybody working on production as well. So
And
I feel like,
it's been cool.
and to like piggyback off that really quick, like this summer with like the Barbenheimer phenomenon, like a lot of people were really interested in the fact that like Oppenheimer has vast majority practical effects, and so did Barbie. Like Barbie's set was practical, it wasn't
Mhm.
you know CGI or anything. And I think in now where a lot of movies do use a lot of visual effects, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but people are interested in that behind the scenes production aspect of it. And yeah, like you said, I feel like that should be a more common trend for like movies to come in the future. If there's one thing the strikes did where studios had to pivot and do things a little bit differently, this was a positive thing for me, at least, you know. And let me talk to the person who designed the spile, please.
Please.
I
It
need
just
to
makes
pick
it
their
feel a
brain.
little bit more immersive.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think I saw, I don't remember which interview it was, if it came out like today, yesterday, 4 days ago. I don't know. I can't keep up at this point. I believe that it was one of the production designers saying that they didn't really have to build a lot of sets. They used just like a lot of like actual locations, which I mean, we saw during like the set photos and stuff, but I just think that's really neat that they like could find all of these places that were mentioned.
Yeah. It also makes that feel more real, also, if they are real locations, you know, because
Yeah.
it's based in reality as opposed to completely fabricated. Like that, you know, Noisy-le-Grand filming location from Mockingjay Part 2 is a real place. And that was so crazy for me to see that in the movie the first time. I was like, why are they in this tiny little place outside of Paris? But it's cool because it's like, you know, that's a real place you can go to. And also for people who are from that area or familiar with those areas, it's just, you know, puts them on the map. It makes it, I don't know, yeah, based in reality.
Yeah. That's what I've always liked about like how Francis does his films, at least when it comes to the Hunger Games. Like he relies more on like physical locations and like digital set extensions than he does like
Yeah.
making just like a Marvel movie where it just like looks like they're in a video game the entire time.
Mhm.
Yeah, I feel like he said a lot that world building and like sense of place is like one of his favorite things about making movies. So
Yeah.
He and I are like
Yeah.
this.
great.
it's nice to see them as well not take sort of shortcuts with
Mhm.
things like that. Like they could have just stuck them in a studio and been like, that's it, we're done,
Yeah.
and not sort of flown them out to these different places.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's really great to see that.
I feel like maybe I'm making this up, but I feel like there is a trend or like an increased interest in doing things practically in recent films. Like I know when the first season of Stranger Things was in production, initially what they wanted to do was have absolutely zero digital effects. They wanted to make the entire season as though it were being made in the 80s. And so they did a lot of tests, and ultimately they did have to rely on some digital effects because some things just didn't look right. But still, that was their intention, and they've maintained that through all the seasons where they try to do as many things practically. Christopher Nolan with Oppenheimer, who's famously like against CGI and as much as he can help it. I love that. And I feel like there's just been, or at least I've been seeing it. I don't know, maybe it's just because it's showing up on my algorithms more because I'm interested in it. But I feel like there has been a general increase in interest in practical effects, how things are built, how things are made, how things come together. One of my many favorite things about the Saw franchise is they do a lot of like behind the scenes stuff, and they show all the research that goes into, you know, the traps that they make and stuff, which, you know, is not for everyone. I get that. But like, I don't know. I think that's really cool. And I want that trend, if it is a trend, to keep going and to increase.
Mhm. I
And
know a
with all
lot of
this,
people that, sorry. I know a lot of people that didn't want to see Barbie until they saw that they actually made like the dream
Yeah.
houses and they were real. That's what made them want to go see it.
Yeah.
I
Even
thought
like
it was cool.
even the part where they're going to and from Barbie Land, that's all practical. Like we're in the
Yeah.
jet
Mhm.
and all that, like that's crazy to me. I thought that it was like
Mhm.
computer generated, but when I saw the behind the scenes, I'm like, dang, that is filmmaking. That is
Yeah,
so
Yeah.
it's art.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And with all
And
the
I-
hand painted backgrounds as well.
yeah.
And it's
Mhm.
just, it brings it to life. I think it's so much better than using CG
Mhm.
in the background.
Yeah, CG definitely has a place for certain things, but I'm if I was a filmmaker, I would also subscribe to the mentality of wanting to do as much practically as I can help it. I
Yeah.
think also with the writers' strike and the actors' strike this year, a lot more people have been paying attention to the people actually making all of these movies come together, how many moving parts there are in creating just 30 seconds of footage, you know? And with the strikes, people have been more appreciative of, you know, the smaller roles on a film set, you know, not just the actors or the directors, but yeah, like prop masters and designers and costume designers and set decorators and all of that stuff, location scouts, you know, all of that. So that's really cool too. And I think more people are taking something away from that.
Mhm.
Pay your
Oh.
actors.
Yeah,
Yeah, for real.
definitely.
You guys, what does this saying Trajan Heavens be? What have I missed?
I think it's on the placard that's Francis Lawrence's face.
Oh,
Oh.
And then like he was like an actual like historical figure, I believe, who like
Okay.
helped design something. I don't remember. Somebody explained it. It might
Yeah,
have been
if someone in the comments has more to add, I missed whatever that is. So it sounds interesting though.
It's super interesting. I love it, like how she takes like real
Mhm.
world historical figures and like just basically uses them as characters, but like changes them like slightly. But like it's still like if you know like you know Coriolanus, like the historical figure Coriolanus, you can kind of get like what Ballad is about. And same with like Lucy Gray. I mean, that's not a real person, but like if you just read the Ballad of Lucy Gray, you're like, oh, that's
Mhm.
what happens. Like,
Plutarch, Volumnia, yeah.
yeah, it's so interesting. I love it. She's so smart.
Yeah, I just love that one article. I think it was Dave Cobb who said that when he talked to
Yeah.
Suzanne, like he was like, I don't think I've ever talked to anyone who's more of a genius than Suzanne Collins. And it was like,
Retweet. Oh my
Mhm.
god.
yes.
Or repost, whatever it's called now.
He also appears outside Roblox or on Roblox outside of the academy as well.
Oh.
Interesting.
I haven't been on Roblox in a minute.
I haven't either because mine like crashed.
Oh no.
I tried to play the third part 3 or quarter 3 or quarter 2. I don't know whichever one was the most recent one. And it just won't let me go to it. So I keep crashing and restarting. So I'm trying to get it.
I
But
feel like there's so much more to talk about, but there's just been so much. We should have made a
there's
list.
so much. No, I'm just like, I think I'm like overstimulated right now with like all this ballad stuff. I love it so much.
Did we talk
But-
about the nail polishes yet?
Oh my gosh, the
Oh,
nail polish.
Because mine is
Oh,
on its way.
I feel like okay, we can
Really?
talk about
Mine should
merch
be.
because there's a few different merch related things.
the cardigan.
The cardigan is so cute. I need my hands on it.
Cardigan, the Academy bag,
I can't believe Tiffany
Urban
has hers.
Outfitters.
The urban thing is so cool.
Were those designs that they made just for Ballad, or were they just like clothes?
No,
pulled
it's
from-
curated.
No.
Yeah, that's
I
what
think
thought.
I thought the site was really cute. Like I'm not gonna go buy it, but like it's cute. It's not like for the price, it's not valid merch, you know? But the idea is there and the idea is gonna bring trendy people our way because Urban's like a trendy people place.
And then which interview was it in? Where they interviewed Trish Somerville about potentially like ballad inspired clothing that she's maybe thinking of?
Was that the Urban Outfitters thing?
No,
Or
I think
is
she's
it
gonna
something
do.
else?
I think she's gonna do what they did with Catching Fire, where they made like those like inspired like fitness wear. Like
I
that
hope
was-
so because I was all about Capital Couture. So
Yeah.
if we can have a redo of that, that'd be great.
I was on that Tumblr so much. That Tumblr page was so good.
It was good.
I'm hoping that they do some more sort of international collaborations
Yes.
because at the minute, like the Lionsgate shop and things it can ship to the UK, but it's really expensive shipping because it's in America.
Mm.
So it'd be great to see them do some collaborations with sort of international companies.
It would.
Yeah.
I think the new, I mean, this isn't like this is the books, but those new hardback like special editions from the UK just came
Those
out.
are so pretty.
Those are beautiful.
So pretty. I'm waiting till I get paid again. I don't know where I'm gonna put them, but that's a problem for future me to learn.
Oh, can we talk about the West End show?
Oh my god.
No,
I don't know how to feel about that. That is just
we
chaos.
forget.
No, I'm going. I feel like I mentioned it fairly recently on the podcast. Or like
I
was
think it's
talking
gonna be.
about
I think it's gonna be kind of awesome because Suzanne wrote it in 3 parts,
it. Yeah.
like a play. Like that's so cool.
I think it's gonna be really interesting
True.
to see how they do it. Because I feel like it's gonna be interesting. But like I love theater. Like I love acting. I hope that it does well enough so that it can get like a Broadway transfer. Because
I would go see it.
I would kill to be in that.
I know.
It-
That's what I said the first thing it came out. I don't know if you saw my comment, but I was like, "Where's Ronnie? Like, Ronnie, you need to audition. Like, you need to move to London."
No, and I do want to try and visit, like, because it's not until next fall. That would be.
Yeah, oh my gosh.
It's a
I
year
love-
We'll
from
come over.
yeah.
I'm coming.
I'm so
We can
serious
meet
about
up.
this, you guys. We have a year to plan this. It's so doable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's so doable.
I want to go to
So,
London.
we're going- Opening night. Let's go.
I will be there.
I love that Suzanne is involved with that because I think when it was like literally the first image, like the first little ad thing came up where it was like on the stage, London or whatever, I was like, what? And then like upon reading a little bit more, it's saying like Suzanne is really excited about this or whatever. I'm like, okay, we're good. That was the only thing that
Mhm.
I was worried about because I care about the integrity of the franchise in any and all formats, you know.
Mhm.
That was for me. That's it. I'm like, from here on out, I trust you. You can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I
But,
know
like,
it's gonna be great.
what is this fandom doing? Like, we're literally getting like this awesome renaissance right now. Like, I feel like it's ramping up. I'm so excited. Oh my gosh.
USA
I'm
theme
just
park
happy
went.
that there's something to look forward to, like a year from now.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's awesome.
Especially, yeah, like I know we've made jokes about this, like what's gonna happen once Ballad is out? Well, we've got a theater production to look
Hunger
forward
Games
to.
play.
Woo!
Well, I remember they talked about this like years ago, and it got like quietly canceled. And I was just like, oh, I guess they're not doing that anymore. And then they announced it.
Surprise!
Like, yeah, and I was like, oh my God, like, thank God. I'm just like curious because like you'd have to have like at least 24 people like on stage at I don't know how. Because like I mean, I've been to like the Met Opera a lot, and like those production designs are the most insane thing you've ever seen. They have like 4-story buildings and stuff, like it's crazy. And they have like a cast of
Wow.
hundreds that come on stage.
Oh my
So I'm
god.
like, they're the coolest things. I love going to the opera. So like if they did something like that, that would be so cool.
Yeah.
I wonder
wow.
whether did they announce what theater it would be in?
West
They
End.
Yeah,
But-
because they could have it in like an open air theater because we have like about
There's,
3
like,
of
a lot
them.
of them. Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool to have it done in the round and then have the audience around like the arena.
That would
That'd be so cool.
Oh my
'Cause I
gosh.
I
It's just
think
hard for me to get a
Visual.
sense, like to picture it. I mean, I love theater. I've seen a lot of shows, and like, I don't know, it just doesn't really compute in my
Yeah.
head. I'm excited to see what they do, but
I know
I'm
that
I'm
when
excited to get cast. Like
yeah,
we get to get a whole new Katniss, a whole new Peeta, and not that it takes anything away from the movies, but it's just a different format, a different iteration. So that's really excited. It's how I felt about Cursed Child getting another Draco. I was like, let's go. you know?
And
So
I
I'm
hope that-
excited about that.
I hope they do what they did with Cursed Child and like diversify the casting. I think that that would be really cool, interesting. And like I'm not as much as like I love Harry Potter, I hate J.K. Rowling, but I did see Cursed Child when it was in 2 parts, and like as much as I didn't like the source material, like it was still a very visually cool show to see.
Yeah.
And I could see them totally doing that with the Hunger Games. And this, we know the source material for this is really good. So I feel like this could be a winning combination.
Yeah, I really don't see how this could be bad in any way. And I'm
Yeah.
not saying that just because I'm like a biased super fan, but just I don't see how it would be bad at all.
And I think they said when they were originally going to do this, like years and years ago, that they were going to build like a specialty built theater for it. So I don't know if
Whoa.
they're going to do still, or if that got
Mhm.
scrapped when it got canceled originally. But we'll have to see.
no,
I doubt
mean,
that
they-
they will for the
I'm just picturing sitting in the theater and it's like quiet and I'm around a bunch of people and the cave scene is happening and I'm just like cringing in my seat. That's what I'm picturing. Like, I watched you go home every day. Every day.
every
And
day.
I'd be like,
They're gonna rewrite it though. They're gonna rewrite it.
No, one thing that
I'm sorry. I think it's not gonna be that, but it's just that's all that I can picture in my mind right now. So
I'm
Oh,
really
I think-
hoping that they because they did it with In the Heights more than 5 years ago, and
Yeah.
they built a theater for that, like a pop-up one. So they could do the same for it.
think
That
so,
would be
too.
pretty
Yeah,
cool.
West End is on a different level. I think you guys have a lot more interesting theater than we do on Broadway. Like how they're doing Cabaret and the West
Yeah.
End right now. I want to see that so bad. It's being transferred to Broadway, thankfully, but I don't think it's going to be as cool as it is in the West End.
It's so cool. There's so many sort of immersive things at the minute. I went to go see Moulin Rouge a few weeks ago, and that was amazing.
It's so good. I saw it a few years ago. I really liked it. Yes, I love theater. Talk about it all day. Just you wait when this starts
Emily,
getting up.
you were talking about like already cringing at the thought of seeing the cave scene on stage or with a bunch of people around you. I'm thinking like I don't want to see Rue die in person.
I was
Like,
just thinking that too. You guys saw how I
Mhm.
reacted when I saw it in theaters. I can't imagine it being like an actual physical person in front of me. I don't think I'm going to be able to handle it.
Just sobbing.
It was a
I
mess.
watched-
Wait,
saw-
really?
Hmm?
Oh, I was just talking about Ronnie. You guys should talk about your experience too, because y'all saw each other. Or did you all talk about that already?
We
I
did.
think
Well,
we
last week we did
did.
a trivia talk when
Okay.
Gabby was here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think we got to talk about that. Well, we did talk
Because I
about
missed last week. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I was
No,
just
you're
thinking
so
that.
fine. We saw, we got to, we went to Comic-Con, which was very fun, but we did talk about that. We went to the re-release. I sat next to Emily. I was in the middle between Emily and AJ. And yeah, I just like couldn't shut up throughout the whole
Sang
movie.
the entire script.
Oh my gosh.
I
Ronnie.
literally I was like, Ronnie, I love you. I want to preface this. I love you. Please stop. I love you.
Ah!
But I did get Emily to start doing it. So, you know,
I
That's
did.
fine. I just, yeah. We're
made
good.
Emily cry because I cried.
You know, I didn't really cry. They were starting to well.
Okay. That's crying as far as
Yeah.
I'm concerned.
Oh,
I lost-
Emily. Emily's become such a softie over the years too.
Oh god, this ballad. I can't imagine.
Emily's
Catching
gonna
Fire-
cry at ballad.
Catching Fire
I
re-release
bet.
when?
No, literally, we need to catch a fire. release.
Ooh, yes.
Seeing Catching Fire again in IMAX would actually make me
IMAX.
die.
Mhm.
That was
That'd
like
be
the
amazing.
best cinematic experience I ever had was seeing Catching Fire in IMAX.
I want that transition again, and not just on my iPad. Like I need it in person in front of me. 10-year anniversary. Give me a Catching Fire re-release. That's actually what they're gonna do now. So like Ballad will come out,
Ooh.
and then we'll get the Catching Fire re-release, and then we'll get the stage production. We'll get Mockingjay Part 1, and then we'll get Mockingjay Part 2.
I need a ballad Catching Fire double feature. Like it doesn't make sense, but it does.
But
No,
it
it
does make sense.
It does.
They should have at least one showing that's all of the films together.
Oh
Oh
my
my
god.
God.
I would go.
Oh, I
Yeah.
would go,
Yeah.
but I don't know how I would do it. Like I would need a break, like a half-hour break in between.
I think they
Oh,
do
yeah.
do that. They give you at least like a 15 in between.
Yeah, little intervals with like snack breaks and things.
Yeah. That's what they did when I saw the Hunger Games Catching feature when Catching Fire came out. They had like a break between.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I can hardly sit through a movie. It's so hard for me.
You say that as you saw Barbie like 50 times in theaters.
I know, but I know when to go to the bathroom.
No, that's true. No, that's so true.
That'll be me with
wanna go
Ballad.
I want to go see Killers of the Flower Moon because I know that that's going to be a threat to Oppenheimer's Oscars and Killian's Oscar, but that movie is 3.5 hours long. I'm like, where's Martin Scorsese? Someone
Give us
Yes.
that cut of ballad. Give us that cut of ballad.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'd
I'm
be
a
fine
little
with
bummed.
Ballad.
It's only 2:37.
Yeah.
I mean, that's still great and I'll take it, but I'm just like, because Oppenheimer was 3 hours and I felt like that was perfect. But I was talking to, I think it was Nicole who saw Killers of the Flower Moon recently, and she was like, yeah, it was 3.5 hours long and I wouldn't cut anything from it. So like, I
That's
guess,
what people have been saying.
yeah, it's making me nervous, but I want to go see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Francis did say there was going to be a few different scenes with an aspect ratio change in
I'm
Ballad.
excited
That's
to
so
see.
cool.
I
so
feel like
glad
it's gonna be the arena scenes,
Hmm.
hopefully.
I feel like it could be also in the end,
The end, that's what I was thinking.
Oh, that's chilling.
because like
Like-
immediately, and then you're like in it, you know?
Yeah, that would be sweet.
In feral mode.
Yes.
I'm gonna need a rabies shot before we go see this movie
Ah.
for a few reasons. If you know, you know.
No, you know. I know, unfortunately, and it breaks my heart. Rip, rip. But anything else? I mean, there's a lot. Obviously, there isn't anything else, but is there anything else people want to talk about before we?
Is there anything else that anybody wants to still see that we haven't
No.
seen? Or we're like, good, there's nothing else.
No,
I mean,
I want to see more behind the scenes of the Capital students, like the mentors.
Yeah, those are
Yes.
really cute.
That's what I want.
I just like behind the scenes in general, like in
Mhm.
bloopers and like the TikTok we got of like Tom falling or whatever, the whoa, whoopsie daisy, ouch,
Mhm.
is like it plays on a loop in
Oh
my
my
head. That like
gosh.
sound bite is in my head now. And I want more of that. And not that I want anyone to be injured, but I just want
Oh my
that.
god. Well, I love the one with the Boy Genius song playing in the background. I was like,
Yes.
oh my god, my world's colliding.
I mean, like oh god.
I was just gonna say because I was talking about Dave Cobb earlier and Chris Stapleton and stuff. And I'm like, soundtrack, Chris Stapleton, maybe he has a new album coming out. Maybe I'm putting my conspiracy cap
Yes.
on, you know,
Manifest it.
because I put a Steel Drivers song on my ballad playlist, so you never know, it could happen.
I mean, I don't personally like want to see more clips, but I have no restraint, so I will watch them. I will like I just think of like back when Catching Fire got released, like it was released like a week early in I think Brazil or somewhere. And I was on Tumblr like searching for this
I said to Emily, Ronnie's gonna be the one searching the movie up like way before it's even out.
Oh
Like
my god.
Ronnie's gonna be like, we're gonna be in the theaters. Ronnie's gonna be like, wait, this part's awesome though. Like
I'll just be saying all of the lines. Like
yeah,
just like
no, like
No.
for real.
no, that won't happen. Plus, like I don't I don't know. Like I have a lot of mixed feelings towards this. I don't feel as strong that way as I did for Catching Fire, because this one I feel like is just a lot more special, at least in because like we talk about it every single week, and like
Yeah.
I don't want the full thing to be ruined. And I mean, honestly, there really isn't much else that I would like to see, like at least like when it comes to clip wise. I'm done with the TikTok ads. I don't want to see any more of those either because there's so many.
I know it's getting so complicated. Just show the same ones over and over again, honestly.
Yeah, that's fine. That's
Or like
fine.
I think 3 of them. 3 would be fine. But
Yeah.
what's the count? Like how many do we have now? Like
Like 20.
8.
You can go on the Mockingjays Nest and count,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Shout out to
Shout
Cody.
out.
Yeah.
If you want a gallery of all the different trailers, all the clips, all the stills, go to the mockingjaysnest.com. Is it .com?
Mm-hmm.
I think
Yes.
it's .com.
Everything. It's all there. I use it as a resource
Same.
Yeah,
all
literally.
the time.
Especially
you.
okay, you know, like I've talked about this before, how I'm like I wish that I could like that the capital PN was still a website that was still up that you could go and
Mhm.
visit. And back then, like screenshotting was not, I mean, it was a thing, but it was like much harder to do, like as opposed to what it is now. And like there just wasn't really much of like a record or a database of any of these like Hunger Games online things. I I literally have a folder on my phone now where it's like official ballad like promo stuff, you know.
Aw.
And I'm just like screenshotting and screen recording everything. Me yesterday on like the Urban Outfitters website, I was like, I have to screenshot everything. I'm not going to buy any of this, but I need to document that this
Yeah.
existed at one time.
Yes.
So
There's a
Kimmel's
lot of those
website-
websites that don't exist anymore. Like the old Hunger Games promo websites. Like I have to go on like the Wayback Machine online to like just find one screenshot, and I'm just like, okay, I wasn't crazy. I didn't imagine that website.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. Like the Wayback Machine has some stuff on it, but it's not the same as actually scrolling through the literal website itself, you know.
Yeah.
And I learned my lesson, and technology has come a long way. So now I'm like, I don't care. I will pay for iCloud storage. I already do anyway. So let's just record all of this, and then a year from now, when we have nothing to do, I'll just print everything out like I did for all the other movies. And you know, I just want to be like a Hunger Games historian. And measure the cultural impact of the franchise to tell the next generation about. I don't know.
Anybody else have anything?
Nope.
No, I guess not. Too much.
Yeah, I'm like exhausted from all of
I
this.
know. I'm like, I need to go to bed, to be honest. Like this whole week has been draining with so much. I love it.
And who knows what's coming tomorrow.
Oh my gosh, I'm so stoked.
No more clips.
No.
See,
don't
but I
wanna
feel
see
like
any more
that's
of the
the thing we're
movie.
gonna keep getting now
No.
is more clips.
I love that, like, yeah, like, what was it like? Well, not even 2 months ago, we were like, give us something, give us
Yeah.
something, please. And now we're like, enough, stop.
I know.
I
pulled.
pretend I do
No.
not see.
Yeah. Oh. Okay. Well, thank you so much, Jenny, for joining us. You're literally our honorary Tribute Talk member because you're so amazing. We love you so much. So thank you for joining us. You're always welcome. And thank you everyone for watching. Stay tuned. We have our part 3 final ballad episode coming out on Sunday. So stay tuned for that. And then we'll see you next week for Tribute Talk. We're so close to the movie. We'll be in November. Oh my gosh.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Halloween.